Welcome to A Slice with Dice, where we explore the real-life experiences of school leadership. I'm Corey Alderdice, Executive Director of the Arkansas School for Mathematics, Sciences, and the Arts. I'm a seasoned school administrator of specialized programs and will share personal reflections, lessons learned, and insights from the ever-evolving world of education. Whether you're a teacher, leader, parent, or simply passionate about schools, join me as we dive into the challenges and triumphs of guiding schools and shaping our communities. Here's this week's thought. There's no shortage of advice when it comes to helping students crack the code of applying to highly selective, or, as I have called them before, highly rejective colleges and universities. However, I find most of that advice focuses on the actual application process. But instead of focusing on those usual suspects like the application essays and interviews, we're going to shine a light on two stages that often get overlooked: the awareness and inquiry phases. Now, these early steps are where you can start setting yourself apart from the crowd long before you even hit submit on your application. So, let's get into it. The awareness phase is where it all begins. Now, this is the moment when a college first pops onto your radar. Maybe it's through a flyer in the mail, a mention from a friend, or a visit to a college fair. At this point, the school might just be another name among hundreds, but how do you decide which of these schools deserve a closer look? Here's the thing. Awareness isn't just about colleges getting on your radar. It's about you getting on theirs. Colleges are actively looking for students who fit their profile or their needs. They want to attract candidates who not only have the academic chops, but who also align with their values, culture, and community. So how do you position yourself in this phase? Well, one of the best strategies is obviously to start early. And we're talking freshman or sophomore year of high school. The earlier you begin exploring your options, the better. Visit college websites, follow their social media accounts, and sign up for their newsletters. This shows interest and puts you on their radar, potentially flagging you as a student to watch. Now, let's talk about the inquiry phase. This is where the game really starts to get interesting. Once a college is on your radar and you're on theirs, it's time to make yourself known. The goal here isn't just to ask for information, it's to start building a relationship with the school, even as odd as that sounds. But think of it this way. Colleges are like communities, and they want to bring in people who will contribute positively to their campus life and culture. By actively engaging with the admissions office, you're signaling that you're not just interested in them, you're potentially a good fit for what they're looking for. Start by attending information sessions, whether online or in person. These sessions are often led by regional admissions officers who might be the very people reviewing your application and making the case for your selection to their colleagues somewhere down the line. Make a good impression by asking thoughtful questions, not just about the programs they offer, but about the school's culture, student life, and values. Another key move during the inquiry phase is to connect with current students and alumni. Colleges often have student ambassadors who are more than happy to chat with prospective students. This isn't just about getting a feel for the school, it's about understanding what kind of student thrives there and seeing if that aligns with who you are. And don't underestimate the power of actually visiting campus. Even if you can't make it in person, many schools offer virtual tours that can give you a sense of the environment. During these visits, make sure to introduce yourself to the admissions staff, even if it's just a quick hello. They're more likely to remember that face-to-face interaction when they see your name later on. Let's dig deeper as well into something that can be a game changer. It's called demonstrated interest. This is where all of your efforts during the awareness and inquiry phases begin to come together. Many colleges track how often and how meaningfully you engage with them. This means your visits to campus, participation in info sessions, and even email interactions can all be a part of your profile. Some schools, especially the selective ones, use this data as a way to gauge your interest. They know you're applying to multiple schools, so they're looking for signs that you're genuinely interested in them and not just adding on a name to a long list. So what does demonstrated interest look like in practice? Well, it can be as simple as opening and reading emails from the admissions office, or as involved as attending regional events hosted by the college. But it's not just about quantity. Quality matters too. As you move through the inquiry phase, again, think about building a relationship with the school much like you would with a mentor or a colleague. It's not about being pushy or overly eager. It's about being present and engaged in a way that feels genuine. Now, one way to do this is by keeping the lines of communication open. After meeting with an admissions officer at an event, send a thank you note or a follow-up question. A handwritten note goes a surprisingly long way. When you visit campus, don't hesitate to ask about connecting with a professor or sitting in on a class. These small actions show that you're not just a name on an application, but someone who is already thinking about how you'll fit into their community. All of these actions help to paint a picture of you as a student who is not only interested in the school, but also proactive and thoughtful in your approach. This can make you stand out in a pool of similarly qualified applicants. Another approach is to take advantage of any special programs the school offers for prospective students. Some colleges have fly-in programs, diversity weekends, or summer experiences that give you a deeper look into what life is like on campus. Participating in these can provide you with valuable insights, while also reinforcing your interest to the admissions team. The awareness and inquiry phases of the college admissions process are more than just preliminary steps. They're opportunities to begin shaping your relationship with the schools that matter most to you. By being strategic and engaged early on, you're not just applying to a college, you're becoming a part of its story before you even step on campus. Remember, the journey to a highly selective college doesn't start with the application. It starts with curiosity, research, and meaningful engagement. The more intentional you are in these early stages, the stronger your application will be when the time comes. A Slice with Dice is a production of the Arkansas School for Mathematics, Sciences, and the Arts. I hope today's reflection sparked some thoughts for your own journey. If you enjoyed the episode, please subscribe, share, and leave a review. Let's keep learning and leading together. Until next time, keep striving for growth and excellence. Thanks for tuning in.